why it's hard for me to count. We have 8 in-house today, plus me 9, my favorite number, and 15 online so far. So whenever we come into this season, you know, for green witches like myself, this is like the best season ever, because your neighbors realize you're absolutely out of your mind because you walk out into your front yard, you're like, oh, there you are. Oh my God, I missed you. And you're talking to the little tiny mustard greens or garlic mustards that are coming up. But it is such a fabulous time of the year where, you know, where rebirth and connection to Mother Earth is sensational. And so I always think of Lakshmi. I think of Lakshmi all year long, but I think of Lakshmi very much during this time of the year, because Lakshmi is all about nature, the nature of ourselves, the nature of prosperity, but also the nature of all that is coming into your greenery, all that nature is providing. And so I wanted to read a little bit from the Shri Sukta, and then I have a little later on that we'll read from Earth Speaks. See where we are. So the energy in the Shri Sukta is the conversation that you have welcoming Lakshmi to you. And Jata Vedas is this energy of the all auspiciousness. It's the part of us that never forgets who we truly are. It really is that energy of Lakshmi. But in the Shri Sukta, it's like we're always calling out to this very auspicious being to help us to reunite with the energy of Lakshmi. And so it says, Jata Vedas is all pervading omniscient reality. It's a pure being with its beginningless and endless. And the power of will and the power of knowledge, the power of action are intrinsic to it. Anything ever born or created is within the range of its awareness. And it touches and feels everything that exists, including time itself, yet remains untouched and unaffected. It is where all diversities, complexities, and possibilities converge and rest. All the manifest and unmanifest forces engage in guiding, protecting, and nourishing. And the unimaginable, subtle, and potent waves of energy and consciousness that give unique shape and character to everything in this world. It's like vapor from the ocean, like life force that emerges from here and follows the law established that executes all of that feeling of what it is to be in that nameless, formless soul. It's interesting because it brings us back to that place where that we are not bothered by time or timeless. We're not bothered by form or formless. It brings us back to that place of Lakshmi, which is all abundant and nothing that we are greedy or grabbing for. You know, it is in the practice of Lakshmi that we realize that often when we're always working on a mind game, what more can I get? We're always afraid of what also will I lose, right? Because there's that opposite effect. So instead, we bring ourselves back to Lakshmi, which is open to all places, that is not bound by time or space, that is not bound by this or that, or like or don't like, or any of the forms of opposites. So go ahead and close your eyes. Is this easy? Absolutely not. But go ahead and close your eyes. Connect here to your breath as you bring your breath deep down into your belly. And one of the conversations here is, can we live from the answers that we want to acquire in this lifetime from our belly and from our heart? Can we look for the answers in our belly and in our heart so that we can leave the sense of the ego not being a bad thing, but the mind that becomes so discerning? Can we let that drop down into the heart and into the belly, so that it is we are living in a place that beyond time and space, and we offer comfort to the decisions we make, that they're not one of lack of, less than, can't do. They're full of possibilities. Bring your hands together at your heart center. Inhale for the sound of Om, deep breath in. Om. Hands there, call and response. Om Namo Lakshmi, Om Namo Lakshmi. Om Namo Lakshmi, Om Namo Lakshmi. Om Namo Lakshmi, Prema Devi Mataji. Om Namo Lakshmi, Prema Devi Mataji. Shri Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Jai Ma. Shri Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Jai Ma. Jai Jai Ma, Jai Jai Ma. Jai Jai Ma, Jai Jai Ma. May my eyes see the abundant world, the open, spacious, expanded version. May I not see through the narrow lens. May the mind continue to expand, but the greatest way to expand the mind is to move into the heart and into the gut. Releasing your hands and opening your eyes. And come forward onto your hands and knees and press back into child's pose. Maybe even turn your palms face up for a moment. The scriptures, it says that without moving, we reach everywhere, and without exerting any effort, we accomplish everything. This is what it means to be omniscient, all pervasive. We penetrate every nook and cranny while simultaneously being in it. What little we know about this world is only due to the power of comprehension we've received from this omniscient presence, that this is beyond comprehension of the mind. So to unravel the mystery, we must go into the heart and into the belly. Come on up to your hands and knees and begin to do a little cat and cow here. Moving through your breath. And of course, the effort is balanced with grace, so that we're not over efforting, that we're moving through space and time, and we're beyond space and time. It gets a little confusing, I know. Part of that is just trusting and then beginning to feel it. It's exciting. I ran into somebody the other day and we were talking and I said, you know, a little memory. Oh, that's what it was. She was going to Oregon. I said, you know, did you know I was born there? And she's like, no. And I'm like, yeah, I was born on Why Worry Lane. And that's been my motto since I was little. Why worry about that? Why? There's so many bigger things to wrap your heart around. Lift your hips high to the sky, come into downward facing dog. You can pedal your heels here for a moment if you'd like. And then connect to that place of stillness. And see if for just a moment you can dissolve your skin and be in that beauty of timelessness, formlessness. And walking your feet to your hands standing forward, bend. Bend your knees deeply, reach your arms forward in an up chair. Make sure your sit bones come way back. Feel your shins drawing toward each other and your inner knees widening away from each other so there's great stability. And then rise up to stand, take a hold of your left wrist and pull to the right. Reach down through those legs, at the tops of those thighs to move back just a little more. And come back to center and switch sides. Great. Come back to center, release your arms down alongside the body. Look down at your feet and make sure your feet are pointing straight again, that your heels are right behind your second toes. So Rashmi, move your left heel a little bit wider. Just your heel, not your whole foot, just your heel. Ah, gorgeous. Once again, bend your knees deeply and reach your arms forward in up chair. I'm gonna place your hands on your thighs and cat-cow here and move the spine. Gorgeous. Reach those arms up alongside the ears, rise all the way up to stand, take a little baby back bend. And then bow forward. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Sending your left leg back behind you. Letting your right arm reach to the sky twist. Left hand stays on the floor. Taking your right arm over your ear. Now lifting your seat, pressing it back just a little bit more so you have more length. Nice job in your whole side body. Good, reaching that right arm up to the sky. Reach it back behind you. Lower your back knee down to the mat. Swing both arms forward and up. Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Send your knee forward. Lift your chest. Then bend your elbows into cactus arms. Lean back as if you're being held. Surrender. Release the hands down to the floor. Lift your back knee up. Step your back foot in just a little bit. Go straight on both legs. Breathing in and breathing out. To be guided from your heart, to choose to live from your heart means to decide quiet, knowing that this is good without being able to explain anything through your mind. What's important to realize is that your ego is not there to make decisions. The ego is there to give form to your choices in everyday world. The ego is there to give form to your choices. Where you make your choices matter. Step to the front of the mat. Again, take a little quick look at those feet. Bend your knees deeply, reach your arms forward and out. Rise up to stand, take the little baby back bend. Bow forward as you exhale, 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 exhale. Good. Taking your right leg back behind you. Taking your left arm to the sky. Twisting. Squeeze your kidneys, squeeze your liver, get in there and squeeze. Take your arm over your ear. Press to your butt, so move your butt back again, just so you lift those left ribs a little higher. Nice Marjorie, nice Melody. Nice Jen, left arm to the sky, reach it back behind you, stretch, lower the back knee, and sweep both arms forward and up. Navel in. Nice. It's beautiful to have that reach with that drawing in. So both are happening. You're reaching up and you're drawing your shoulder blades in at the same time. Let your hands float to the floor. Lift your back knee up, step your back foot in just a little bit, go straight up both legs. Use blocks underneath your hands, it's very helpful. When I gave my little recipe of dandelion violets, I forgot to tell you I did put a little sweetener in there because dandelions can be quite bitter, but that's why they're so good for your liver. Perfect little infusion or tea for this time of the year. Scoop that left low belly a little bit more and then bow deeper over that left leg. Anchor in through the big toe and the little toe so you're not just falling to the baby toe side of the foot. Good. From here, step back, downward facing dog, please. Roll forward to plank pose. Good. Lower your right knee underneath your right hip. Right knee down to the floor. Slide it slightly forward. Lower your left heel to the floor. Take your left arm to the sky. Left arm up. Go ahead, take your left arm over your ear. Reach that left leg up off the floor. Beautiful. And then lower everything back down, plank pose. Left knee down to the mat, slide it slightly forward. Right heel to the mat, right arm to the sky. I see Angela, and then slide that right leg off the floor. Take your right arm over your ear. Lower both knee, hand down, downward facing dog. And stepping your right foot forward, take your time. Drop your back heel and open up, Virabhadrasana 2, second warrior. Relax your shoulders. So again, grace and effort, they come together. Make sure that right knee is pointing right at that second toe. So there's an opening in that inner thigh and there's work in that inner thigh. Drop your right forearm onto your right thigh, take your left arm over your ear, side angle. And then again, push your hip, that left hip a little higher, a little bit more to the left. Gorgeous, drop the hands to the floor and come into plank pose. You can take it through a vinyasa or right back to your downward facing dog or even into child's pose, your choice. From downward facing dog, left foot comes forward, soft landing. Open up Virabhadrasana 2, second warrior. Take the arms a little bit higher and then relax them. That's it, Jessica, beautiful. Nice. And then left forearm on left thigh, right arm over the ear, side stretch. Good, lift that right arm up just a little bit higher. Yes, yes. Breathing in and breathing out. And then drop both hands down to the floor, plank pose. Just for fun, come down to your right forearm and then your left forearm. And then straighten up the left arm and the right arm. Downward facing dog. I always like to tell you what's fun, just for fun. Downward dog, hips high to the sky. Inhale that right leg back and up behind you, down dog split. Bring your right knee all the way up by your right armpit. And then circle it out to the right and bring it all the way back up to the split. Do that one more time. Bring it all the way up to the armpit, maybe even cross to the other armpit, and then slide it all the way back and up. Beautiful. Stepping your right foot forward, opening back up to Virabhadrasana 2. Taking your left arm down, your left leg, your right arm up and back. And again, take your right arm a little bit away from you and then lift it a little higher and then go a little bit deeper. And then straighten that front leg and reach for triangle pose, Trikonasana. Sweet. Lift your head. Head, that's it, nice, Jane. Head in line with spine. Good, bending that right knee, move forward onto a block or to the floor, lifting your left leg, half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. We're in a waning moon right now. Perfect, to be in the tide of the waning moon and release, let go. Empty. And then step back, downward facing dog. Good, everybody, beautiful. Find your vinyasa or none. Maybe even a child's pose here. Sweet. Incredibly beautiful, my friends. Okay, I promise to give a child's pose after this side. So inhale that left leg back and up behind you, down dog split. Send it towards your armpit. Circle it all the way back and up. This time as you bring it back towards your armpit, maybe bring it to your right armpit, cross, and then take it all the way back and up. Gorgeous. Stepping your left foot forward, open up to Virabhadrasana to the warrior. Setting your right arm down your right leg, take your left arm up and back. Keep that knee pushing forward. Now straighten that leg and reach for triangle pose, Trikonasana. Nice, beautiful, Rashmi. Nice, Angela. Love that opening. Large, beautiful. Good. Bending that left knee, come forward into half moon. Left hand on a block is nice. Reaching that right arm to the sky. Keep that navel drawn in, supporting. Step back, downward facing. And choice of vinyasa, and then we will meet in child's pose. Your ego is your earthly personality. This gives us choices. Do we resist or do we let go? Any moment that life gives us is an opportunity to really open up. Say yes to what happens in life. And to be able to continue to work from our heart as a guide. Once we take a step to work more from the heart, not from the mind, we go from the flow of rational to we enter into the flow of synchronicity. Synchronicity here refers to the surprising positive events that suddenly take place effortlessly in our life. We truly connect and opportunities come out of nowhere. This is when we begin to move from the heart more than the mind. Come on up to your hands and knees. Downward facing dog. Walk or jump to squat, and if squatting doesn't work for you, come a little bit higher. You can bend your knees, turn your feet wide. We're in a goddess pose if that's better for you. And just feel that energy of the earth connecting. And then standing forward bend. Let your seat raise high to the sky. Turn your feet parallel to each other. Place your hands on your hips, push down through your legs, rise up to stand. Close your eyes and just feel for a moment. Drop into your heart, drop into your belly. Living in a place of synchronicity. Letting go. With your eyes open, hug your left knee into your chest. And reach back for that left ankle coming into Natarajasana, reaching your right arm up to the sky. You can always use a strap here. Begin to lean into the heart. Kick that left foot back behind you. And gently release. Beautiful. When you're ready, try the second side. And gently release. Great. Go back to your left ankle, same pose. You might want to have a block in front of you if you have one. Do the same pose, Natarajasana. The right arm comes up, you float forward from the heart, let your heart be anchoring here. Then you drop into your heart. That's right, Alana. Then you bring that right hand all the way down to the block or to the floor, and then open up, stacking that left hip on top of that right hip. Ardha Chandrasana Chapasana. If you want to come back up the way you came back down, just reach your right arm forward and reach back up. Otherwise, drop your foot and come on up to stand. Good, switch to the other side. Go slow, even though you know where you're going. Go slow. Heart, 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 not head. Dropping the hand to the block, maybe opening up here. Oy, oy. And come back up if you'd like. And then come back into your squat. Beautiful. Good. Step back to plank pose. Lower all the way down to your belly and turn your cheek to the side. Synchronicity cannot be explained from the rational viewpoint of the world because the flow of synchronicity is essentially nothing other than the rhythm of your soul. When you live from the rhythm of your soul, miracles happen in your life. When you listen to your soul and you do not push and shove against life, events and meetings happen spontaneously on your path and help you radiate the light of your soul on earth. You do less and you simply allow more. Your ego is no longer the captain of the ship. It is given over the wheel to your heart. Your solar plexus lets you be inspired by the voice of your heart, and in this way creates a bridge between the soul and earth. Turn your cheek to the other side. And from the perspective of the soul, coincidence does not exist. The good that you attract when you live from your heart is a reflection of your confidence, joy, and imagination. Your soul is, in a manner of speaking, throwing a valuable gift to you from the boundary of heaven. The question is whether you can receive these gifts. Is your heart open and your mind sufficiently empty? Can you live without expectation? Can you be thankful for what you have? Not that you need more, but you have everything. To leap into the vast unknown. To leap into Lakshmi. Reach your arms forward. Keep your navel drawn in. And lift up both halves of the body, arms up, legs up. Good. Bring your hands into a pillow, one hand on top of the other, and rest your forehead down, rest your legs down. Breathe into your back body, breathe into your kidneys. And then bring your arms alongside the body. Either roll your hands underneath you or keep your arms alongside the body. Chin on the mat this time, or forehead, but traditionally chin. Gives a nice stretch of the throat as well. And then lift your right leg up, Shalabhasana, Ardha Shalabhasana. Lower that leg down and take the left leg up. And lower that leg down, take both legs up. And take your right leg a little higher. Bring your left leg to meet it. Drop everything down, press back into child's pose. And walk your upper body to the right side. Walk your upper body to the left. And come back to center onto your hands and knees, and taking your right arm out to the right, thread it underneath your left. Come back up and switch sides. Beautiful, everybody. Great. Rising all the way back up, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Inhaling that right leg back and up behind you, down dog split. And setting the right knee forward for pigeon, or coming onto your back for pigeon, right ankle on top of left knee. Squeeze your knees toward each other. Have that sense of lifting up and away from the floor, and then bring your forehead to the floor. Great sages of the world found this world of likes and dislikes very unfulfilling world. Made a concerted effort to discover a way of expanding the scope of their consciousness to encompass a vision of much bigger worlds. And in this process, they realized that as the nature of our desires is transformed, the vision of our world expands and the quality of our desires improves. The idea of achievement and failure, which when overwhelms us, loses its luster. And we no longer desire petty objects, but aspire instead to achieve something bigger and brighter. Our concept of fulfillment becomes more comprehensive and inclusive. Moving toward the greatest energy of Lakshmi. So We can call the energy of Lakshmi to be all of that. Completely expansive. Releasing that petty. Not easy to do when you're in the drama of every day, but something to know that is possible. Becomes the gift to know. Walking yourself back up. On your back, you can stay there. We'll do the second side. But for those of you who you have your belly facing the floor, take your right leg back and up behind you, down dog split. Bring your heel to your butt, open up, stacking your right hip on top of your left, and maybe keep going until you flip your dog. Take that right leg all the way back to the floor behind you, taking your right arm up to the sky. Good, releasing down, coming into downward facing dog. And then sending your left knee forward for pigeon. Squeeze the knees toward each other. Make sure you are not falling onto your left hip, but your hips stay square. And then come forward, forehead to a block or to the floor. If you're on your back, left ankle, right knee. Flexing that left foot. It's said that Lakshmi disappears if we do not look for her. If we do not know she exists as abundance, prosperity, if we do not know that she is us, she will disappear. And I'm sure it's like the many, many years that I no attention to nature. I may not know or love nature, but to see the bounty in one little weed, to see the medicine that comes right from the earth. When you see Lakshmi, when you invite her, that energy, which is you, it expands. And violet is the flower of pure joy. Pure joy. Dandelion is working with any unresolved anger. It's such a beautiful combination, dandelion and violet. So again, walking yourself back up, taking that left leg back and up behind you if that's where you are, bringing your heel towards your butt, opening your hip. And then you let that left leg fall over to the right side. So you fall all the way over. And then release, coming into child's pose. Beautiful, everybody. Just breathing deep into your body. As you rise back up, downward facing dog. Walk or jump to a squat and come and lie down on your back. Hug your knees into your chest. And then take your legs up to the sky, take your arms up to the sky, close your eyes, please. Let your eyes drop to the back of your head. You can always bend your knees if you need to. Now release your hands out to a letter T and take just your right leg down toward the floor and let it hover there. So like a letter L. Keep your navel drawn in, keep your chest lifted high. Yeah, smart. And then come try the other side. Is it even hard for you to lie down on your back? Yeah, maybe you need to come up. Good, and then hug both knees into your chest. I wouldn't even do, but yeah, wouldn't do anything right there. Yeah. Good, and then roll all the way up to sit. Stretch your legs out to a nice wide letter V. Maybe have a little blanket underneath your seat. And you can walk yourself forward when you're ready. Again, there's the opportunity to bend your knees and get a little deeper into your low back, or press your legs to straight. Don't try to go as far forward, working your hamstrings instead. Sometimes we want to choose which one feels better today. Slowly rise up, stretch your legs back together, bending your right knee, letting your right knee fall out to the right, Janu Shirshasana, and bowing over your left leg. Pulling those toes straight up to the sky. And again, just take the feeling of what's giving me the best stretch. Can I push the thigh straight to the floor and maybe not go as far? Or shall I bend the knee and take a little bit more length at my sacrum? It's all coming. It's all releasing slowly, slowly, slowly. Pamela Cribe, she says in her book, Channeling Earth Speaks, 3 ways to create more space so that you can be the light of your soul and listen through your heart is to tune into your unique path. We all are doing that. Dare to surrender. We kind of do that. I should say I instead of we. And number 3, honor the natural rhythms of your soul. Good. Come up and let your left hand press down into your right knee. Left hand press down your right knee. And take your right arm up to the sky and stretch over toward that left leg. And then turn back toward that left leg and bow over it one more time and see if you got a little bit more space, taking both hands with you. Good, rise back up. We'll change legs. Beautiful, taking that forward fold over that right leg. Challenge yourself today. Respond only from the heart. Listen for directions only from the heart. When anything comes up today as decision, decide from your heart. Come about halfway up here, placing your right hand on your left knee, taking your left arm over your ear, side stretch. Straighten that top arm, and then raise that top arm a little higher. And then bow over that right leg one more time and just see if you got just maybe a tiny little bit more space. Rise up. Bring the soles of your feet together. And walk yourself forward any amount. Grab a hold of your big toes. Rise up, lift your feet off the floor. Stretch your legs nice and wide or keep your knees bent. Keep pressing your chest up. Navel in. Good, and as you lower back down, Agni Stampasana, so either stack one shin, right shin on top of left shin, or right shin in front of left shin, flexing your feet. Pulling your toes back. Good, Jane. And then coming forward any amount or staying right where you are. So you come on up and switch sides, other shin on top or other shin in front. Flexing your feet, so pulling those toes back a lot, which activates your shins. Coming forward or staying upright, whatever feels best for you. Beautiful, everybody. Lift up and come into downward facing dog, stretch it all out. If you are begging, your body's begging for vinyasa, go ahead and take it. And then we'll begin a slow walking meditation, feet to hands, standing forward bend. You roll up one vertebra at a time, and as you arrive and standing, just pause to feel. Take in all that you are, blessings, the bounty, the vastness. And in that same conversation, we are also this body, and this journey. Both are nature at its best. Hugging your left knee into your chest, tree pose will be your last balancing pose. Either on your inner thigh or below to your shin. Any arm position that you love, either arms straight up to the sky or hands stay at prayer. And then release that, and we'll try the other side. Beautiful, everybody. And raise your eyes just a little higher, which means you might wobble, but that's okay. When you wobble, the ankle gets stronger. And release. Come into chair. Bring your hands to your heart center. Think inside the body as you prayer twist to the left, bringing the right elbow to hook. You're just feeling that squeezing of your internal organs. Squeeze your spine. And then come to the other side. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Tacking that left hip back. And then touching the hands down to the floor. Step back, downward dog. Lower all the way down to your belly from plank. And then take it into some beautiful slow cobras. Inhaling, lift up into cobra. Exhale, maybe bringing the head down and turning your cheek to the side or keeping yourself lifted. I love the variation of just dropping the head each time, like pure surrender, and then lifting up and then dropping the head, but whatever feels good to you. Yeah, nice. Little intoxicated cobra. Next time your head comes down to the floor, reach back for your ankles and lift up into bow pose. If that doesn't work for you, stay with cobra. Nice, Jessica. Rush. I love you, Rush. Nice, Jane. And then release, coming back into child's pose. Taking your moments here and making a decision of what inversion you would like to do today. Headstand, handstand, forearm balance, shoulder stand, or legs up the wall. When you feel you have your answer, come on up and take your inversion. Realizing that your path is unique means that you'll choose from the voice of your heart. When you do that, you'll choose what wants to express itself from within. Well, when you choose from your ego, it's guided by what's wanted outside, appreciated by others. So choosing your own way means that you let go of others' motives, and allow yourself to be guided by a truer source of leadership, the voice of your soul. How do you know that you're connected with your soul, where connection with your soul gives you a sense of joy and inspiration? The voice of your soul tells you to believe in your deepest desires and your wildest dreams. At the same time, the inner guidance of your soul remains focused on the earthly embodiment and manifestation of these dreams and desires. In your everyday life, you get opportunities continually to realize the ideals of your heart and to do that step by step. Dare to surrender to your creative force within you. Take one more minute here. If you need to come out before that, please do. We'll find our way coming up to sit. So slowly bring yourself out of your inversion. And if you're coming out of shoulder stand, feel free to take a moment to roll your head side to side. Coming out of headstand, take a moment in child's pose. Then we'll move into alternate nostril breathing. Maybe your left hand can come into Jnana Mudra, thumb and first finger touching, and letting your left hand drop down onto your lap. Closing off your right nostril with your thumb, inhaling through your left nostril. Closing off the left nostril, exhaling through the right, and gazing deeply into your third eye. Inhaling through one nostril, exhaling. You can also use your imagination to do this without closing off. Feel your breath moving up through your left nostril and out through your right. Next time you exhale through your left nostril, Release your hand down for just a couple of moments in silent meditation. And stay here or come down to lie on your back, maybe taking a final spinal twist. we're so gentle. Your body begin to stretch and yawn in any way that serves you well. You're on your back, hug your knees into your chest, roll to the right side. Come on up. Bring your hands together at your heart center. Deep breath in from Om. Sliding your hands to the space between the eyebrows. Namaste, everybody. Thank you so much. I hope you have a beautiful day. Go rock and roll. Love, love, love. Yes, Lakshmi. Oh, that's Saraswati. No? When she has a Veena, I think that's Saraswati, right? I can't hear you.
I think you gave it to me and told me it was Lakshmi.
That's hysterical. Can you hold it up again? Yeah, you know what? It could be either because she's on a lotus.
But she also has a swan, right?
Yeah, she has also got a swan there. Yeah. She's a little bit of both.
Comes out.